Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to Vanguardlive Sports. I'm Damilola Ogushaki, and of course, here we update you on things going on in sports. And some of the things I will be looking at today is POGBA on verge of JUVE. Osimhen, Tottenham offers $75 million euro rather to Lille. Victor Moses, others test negative. Champions League, Europa League will be finished in August. Clubs in for hard times and Odemwinge calls and Bundesliga restarts. Sports betting firms want 3-year tax holiday. Lewandowsky equals Messi, Ronaldo's records as BAYERN beat Union. Ex-Eagles coaches were involved in player management, says Odemwinge. And okay, those are some of the stories that we'll be looking at, and of course we'll be starting with that's POGBA. As the Man United midfielder, POGBA is nearing a return to former side Juventus. The France international amidst 34 goals from 178 appearances for the old lady before returning to Old Trafford in 2016. But POGBA, he has been persistently linked with a move from Manchester in recent times, and the midfielder has only chalked up 80 appearances across all competitions during an injury hit that's between the 2019 and 20 campaign. And Juventus are set to welcome POGBA back to Turin this summer, and according to reports, JUVE are putting together the finishing touches on a deal for POGBA, although United will demand a fee in the region of 72 million euros, and of course that's a lot. And talking about Osimhen, Tottenham, last week we were also talking about different clubs which, according to reports, are in for Osimhen and they want him, but Tottenham are said to be leading the race to sign the Lille striker, that's Victor Osimhen, as a report claims that they have offered 75 million euros to Lille for the Nigerian striker. And Osimhen, who only joined Lille last July from Belgian club Charleroi, has been a major target for top English clubs, including Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Liverpool. But according to reports, sources claim that Tottenham are leading the queue of clubs in the battle for Osimhen. Lille, who have set an initial massive asking price of 85 million for the 21-year-old striker rather, but the Tottenham are hoping to top that down. Osimhen still has 4 years remaining on his contracts. Scored 18 goals this season in an all competition. 14 of those goals came in the League One before it was cancelled last month. And also Inter Milan have confirmed that all medical tests carried out on its plane, coach and management staff returned negative results, and that also includes Victor Moses. And it said the Serie A clubs are allowed to resume group training from today, having been permitted to return to team basis for individual sessions on May 4th. And every team, Italy's top flight, is conducting tests as Serie A works towards the resumption of 2019-20 season, which has been suspended since March due to the coronavirus pandemic. The health ministry wants the entire team to be quarantined for 14 days if a player tests positive, while clubs and the league believe that such measures will make a restart impractical and favor a scenario where only the individual in question is isolated. And a June 30 resumption has actually been suggested, with inter-region movement to remain limited until June 3rd. Also, UEFA's chief won this season the Champions League and the Europa League finals wrapped up by August. The Football Federation president Alexander said that the summer is the deadline for all Europe's top leagues. He expects 80% of the European leagues completed by that date, or those who have not to have their campaign cancelled due to COVID-19. And the Champions League final is cutting closer on the season, so that will be the last match of the season, and this match actually will be taking place in Turkey on August 29th at the very latest. Those leagues that do not complete the season by this date could forfeit places in next season's European competition or face a series of grueling qualifiers. That's according to UEFA. And according to the Chief Executive Officer of Moni Michel, POGBA has declared that clubs are in for a hard time in terms of sponsorship, as some European leagues return without fans. People have actually been debating if football is going to be interesting without fans or not, but POGBA has said that this will affect their financial base, as fans are they are really the main people when it comes to football, the main spectators, and also they are a big part of it, so it really affects their financial base. And it stressed that the nation's body, IMC, must urgently come up with a decision on how to end the season, since Nigeria will need to forward the names of the clubs that would be flying the country's flag next season in the CAF League and the CAF Federation Cup to African governing body. That's also CAF. Also, Taiwo Awoniyi, of course, yes, Bundesliga started, and Taiwo Awoniyi has scored his first goal for Mainz, who came from 2 goals down to end a 2-2 draw in a league clash at Brain Energy Stadium on Sunday. The game was his first since December 2019, when he featured as a substitute in his side, in the side's 2-1 loss to FC Augsburg. And Awoniyi came off the substitute bench for Odemwinge in the 56th minute and reduced the deficit 3 minutes later. The 22-year-old Nigerian scored with his second touch. It was the 7th ever goal attempt in a Bundesliga match. Also, Robert Lewandowski bagged his 26th league goal this season as leaders Bayern Munich resumed their Bundesliga title chase with a 2-0 win at Berlin behind closed door in the first match in 2 months on Sunday. Lewandowski actually netted the first half penalty, and defender Benjamin scored a late header for Bayern in Berlin. And the top European league became the first top European league to restart during the coronavirus pandemic. And after this match, Lewandowski became the top player alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi to score 40 goals in 5 consecutive games. Also, the former, talking about Nigeria now, the former Super Eagles forward, that's Osaze Odemwinge, says some former coaches of the national team were player managers. That they were not really coaches, but they were player managers. As he said, as he added that those coaches preferred weaker players in the squad to better players during matches. He said that coaches did not get involved in a bit of players management. They did get involved in a bit of player management. They had management companies. Osaze, who made his debut for the Eagles in May 2002, also lamented being left out of the 2013 AFCON winning, saying he could have called them, the then coach of the team, that's Stephen Kechi, to resolve the rifts that maybe now he also would have had a medal if he had, if he had called the then coach, that's Stephen Kechi. Also moving on to the subset sector of the Nigerian gaming industry, that's sports betting. The operators have asked the federal government for a 3-year tax holiday. due to, or a 50% cut due to losses that they have acquired, that they have suffered during this coronavirus pandemic. The operators actually said this during a virtual meeting with the Director General, National Lottery Regulatory Commission, that's Gbajabiamila, on Saturday. And several of the operators expressed their frustration with the lockdown by the government that was imposed by the government, claiming that it had affected their business, thereby reducing their projected revenue. They came to unanimous consensus asking that they be granted their taxes by 50%. They also pleaded with the federal government that they should not introduce new taxes during this pandemic period. And also in his response, Gbajabiamila said that the federal government will ensure the sports betting subsector of the Nigerian gaming industry does not suffer any undue setback during this pandemic. So that's basically what we have on today's sporting update. But talking about today, we have in the Bundesliga match will be Bremen will be host to Leverkusen, and that's 7:30 p.m. And also the results of the Bundesliga match, Berlin, which was the Bayern. Berlin was 0 and Bayern was with 2. And that's all we have on today's sport on Vanguardlive. And don't forget that you can always get the stories, the sports stories that we're reporting here on our website, and that's www.vanguardngr.com. And you can also like and follow us on all our social media platforms to get more of our sporting updates and also other stories. And after this show, we have other shows coming up, so don't go anywhere. But from Vanguardlive Sports, it's bye from me, Damnada Obushaki.